What's up, man? I might not be on for long. Feeling really down at the moment. But I did say I was going to be on at 3 o'clock with this fundraiser, so try to be on for at least a little while. If nobody shows up, then I'm gonna go do some errands. I actually had to go get some stuff from the grocery store. I was supposed to be house sitting today, but my roommate got off jury duty early, so I got relieved of my responsibilities. This is why I chose today to do this. I hate these damn bats. I wish DMC4 Special Edition would just come out already. I think it's really weird that they're releasing that game the same day as Batman Arkham Knight. I mean, I know one's a remaster of like a 7-year-old game, and one's a brand new game, but still. Like, people who don't have that much disposable income that like action games, they're gonna pick Batman instead. Because it's like an actual brand new title instead of a remaster. I don't know what they were thinking. Like, hey, let's release our remaster of a 7-year-old game on the same day as one of the biggest releases of the year. I have the Batman games on Steam, and I didn't really like them. Combat's too simple. Well, that's pretty much Western combat in a nutshell. It's all just really simplified to make people feel like a badass without actually having to learn the whole combat engine and everything. I played them for a few hours. I thought it was okay, but it just didn't really hold my interest. I mean, it's not a bad game, it's just wasn't technical enough for me. It's pretty much just all, you know, timing. But I got those off a Humble Bundle, so if I don't really like a Humble Bundle game, I don't really care too much. I just find it funny that everybody copies Batman Combat now. I know that Shadow of Mordor game is pretty much the Batman combat system just ripped out verbatim. I know people, you know, talk a lot of shit about the DMC reboot, but I mean, at least they tried to like actually have a decent combat system and not just copy Batman. I mean, they made like an honest attempt to like actually make their own combat system. I think that's pretty admirable. And sure, it wasn't as good as the main games, but still better than a lot of the other stuff. That's a difficult decision. What do you think? Should I take the glaive or the plasma cutter? They're both really good weapons. That's a pretty tough decision. I think I'm gonna go with the plasma cutter. So my friend Omega sent me a $100 donation towards the capture card, so I pretty much already got it paid off. I'll probably just pay the rest out of my pocket. I may not even need to get a new capture card. If I get a new USB port and that fixes it, the chances of that are pretty slim, but I'm gonna go ahead and try that first because that's like 20 bucks. I looked on Amazon, not Amazon, but Newegg, and they're like, it'll be like 180 for the capture card, and I have like 110 in my PayPal right now, so I want to get some USB 3.0 ports anyway, so I'm going to try that first. And then if the capture card is still being a piece of junk, then I'll just switch it out. Just get a new one. Yeah, I was pretty shocked when I woke up and I saw the donation. I'm not really used to getting that kind of support, you know. People have sent me, you know, donations in the past, but I'm not at like, you know, top, you know, big Twitch streamer level where, you know, they're used to getting that kind of money every day. I mean, for me, that's a lot of money. If you're playing a PC game like this, the only thing you need is just the just a program to stream it with. And the one that I'm using right now, I pay for it. I pay, you know, money for it. But there are free alternatives out there. I just pay for this because the free software that you can use to stream has a really confusing interface. And, you know, despite how little I make off YouTube, it makes my job easier, so I don't mind paying 60 bucks a year for it, but a lot of the smaller streamers will swear by open broadcaster software just because it doesn't cost anything, but I don't know, in my opinion, it's just got such a steep learning curve. XSplit's not really an expensive, it's not really a big investment. It's not like buying a new motherboard or anything, it's kind of just a cheap program. Wow, look at that skip. Nice. We'll skip like half the level. It's too bad collecting more than one air dash doesn't actually do anything. The jump stack, but the air dashes don't stack right now. It'd be pretty cool if you could have a double air dash. Kinda like Mega Man X2. Where you could air dash, then use the charged speed burner to get 2 air dashes. I filed a bug report last night, and I told them about it. So hopefully on the next patch on Wednesday they fix that, because sucks when you can't get an air dash, a double air dash. Wow, the camera just screwed me over there. Yeah, I've heard of Mighty Number 9. I didn't back it, but I'll probably get it when it releases. Wow, that was a hell of a run. Jeez. I just no damage that boss. I have a triple jump right now. An air dash. I have 2 air dashes, which doesn't work right now because this game's not finished. I have the plasma blender, which is a really awesome weapon. That was a crazy run. I probably used up my luck on this game for the rest of the night. Pretty sure. Here's my unsatisfying placeholder message. I guess I'll do my daily and then I'm probably just gonna switch something else. You know what I wish I had right now? I wish I had the old build of this game where you could do endless runs. Because I could have easily taken that run through another loop. Pretty sure. But the game ramps up pretty significantly on the second loop, so I'm not sure. But they're going to be re-adding the endless mode in pretty soon. They haven't said when, though. It doesn't look like too many people are gonna come, so I'll probably play something else after this, and then I'm gonna go run some errands. I'll come back and I'll just stream. I mean, I have like over a month to raise the rest of the money, so I don't really need to go too crazy on trying to raise money. Most likely I'm probably just gonna pay the rest off by myself. And Steam Summer Sale is coming up. The Batman game is coming out. I don't know how much disposable income people really have to throw at YouTubers like me. I don't think most of my viewers are really interested in Batman. I certainly don't really care about the game. What's down here? Damn screensaver. I hate that so much. You need to take that shit out of Windows. It's like if you're pushing buttons on a gamepad, it should like notice that you're actually at the computer and not turn on the screensaver. Should have made me lose my daily. Why is he splitting already? It's only level 2. I guess my luck ran out. This is a bug. Alright, one more of this and then I'm just gonna stop. I hate when that happens. I hate that boss so much. I wish he just didn't split up, because it's just so hard to fight him unless you have really good mobility. I tried Batman, it just didn't really interest me at all. I mean, I played it for a couple hours, I thought it was okay, but there's just like nothing to the combat at all. It's just push one button and then counter, and that's it. You barely have any control over what moves Batman does, really. I mean, it's kind of just random with animation. I'm also not really a big Batman fan to begin with. So, that doesn't really help its case either. I got those games off a Humble Bundle like 2 years ago, and I played it for a little while, but it didn't really keep me interested. the American action game combat is still like they're still like a decade behind Japanese action games, if not more. Maybe even as far as like closer to 15 years behind. Especially lately, just a lot of them have just been content with we're just gonna copy the Batman combat system verbatim, call it a day. They've still got like so far to go, but they spend so much money on those games they can't like actually make the combat complex because they have to cater to the lowest common denominator, which is a shame. It's probably why American or Western action combat's never going to be on par with Japanese. Japanese are still making games on a modest budget. A lot of these Western games have like $100 million budgets and shit like that. When you spend that much money, you can't cater to the hardcore anymore, pretty much. No, experimentation is still around. Just not in AAA games. I find it odd that people want like variety in video games to come back, you know. You see people, I mean including myself, I'm the same way, you know. I see another generic brown military first-person shooter and I groan. But a lot of those people also hate indie games, and it's like, well, you know, if you want originality, you want like variety and diversity, you're gonna have to accept indie games. And these games like this, I mean, honestly, this game is not like entirely original. It's kind of just taking two concepts and putting them together. But nobody else has done that before, so it actually is original. But, you know, people see these games and they say, you know, the graphics suck, I don't want to play it, and stuff like that. It's like, I don't know, those people are going to have to find a new hobby or something, because the big budget games are just going to get more and more dry and not interesting. It's hard to have an original new concept when, you know, the budgets are ballooning as high as they are. I mean, this is like one of the only roguelikes that actually has movement as like a core gameplay mechanic, which is why I like it. Most roguelikes usually don't really have interesting movement at all. It's usually just, you know, a blank room. This game graphics are actually improving. I think the assets that they had when they put this on Steam Early Access were like all just placeholders. That map that I was just on used to look completely different just like 2 weeks ago. And they actually redid it. They're redoing some of the bosses too. They're working on improving the presentation of this game. Honestly, I mean, it's not really a looker. The art style honestly looks like a Flash game, sort of, but the gameplay makes up for it. And being someone who's been gaming since the 80s, I'm more interested in the gameplay than the graphics. But they do need to attract new people. I'll take that. Yeah, I guess nobody's gonna come by for the fundraiser. I'll do another one tomorrow. Wow. Yeah, I think I used up my luck on this game for today. It's getting angry again. I played this a lot this week though. I played it pretty much every single day. Maybe it's time to give it a little rest, play something else. It's going to be an update very soon anyway. This coming Wednesday, you're going to be updating it. I don't know what's going to be in the next version, but I hope that they're able to fix the optimization on Agni Sorts, the fire level. Because that's one of the things that makes me, I'm not able to marathon this game as much as I used to be able to, simply because you get to Agni Sort, you know, if you get there and you're like on the second half of the game and there's enemies everywhere, it can be like almost impossible to get through it because the frame rate chops so much. They're aware of it, but I'm not really sure if they're going to fix it soon. Yeah, it says for the next patch or two, they're working on online play, which I think will be really awesome. Boss work, power work, and more level variability. So, I don't know if the optimization is going to be in on Wednesday. I hope so, but not quite sure. Alright, give me a minute to switch games here. I'll play for a little while and then I'm gonna go head to the store. I'll probably be streaming again after I get back. I gotta set up DS4 Windows here. I'll do a level of Phantom Breaker and then that's gonna be it for now. And I'll come back after I need to do a snack run to get some stuff from Walmart and then I'll come back. This is like the last like reasonable temperature day my area is going to have for like a week, so I need to make the best of it. The stream's going to be over shortly, yes, because I need to go buy groceries. But I will be back after. Well, when nobody comes by, it's hard for me to marathon for a long time, because streaming to nobody gets really boring really fast. And also, I had to kind of change my plans today, because I was supposed to be house sitting today, but my roommate got off jury duty. So now I actually have the day free. And I've been streaming like every day, so... So E3's in 10 days, right? Like, a little over a week? I heard Itsuno is gonna be there, so I might actually be interested in watching it. I can't imagine why they would have him there unless they're planning on announcing something Devil May Cry related. Yeah, the rumor is he's going to be there, so we might get a DMC5 announcement, possibly. They did announce DMC4 at like E3, I think 07? 06 or 07, so it's not completely unheard of. It could happen. I mean, the chances aren't high, but it's not entirely out of the question. Most likely would probably be a teaser and they would have like actual gameplay TGS. Oh, what's up, Gale Dog? This character is like the best one. How can you have faith in EA, man? After what they did to me, I never have any faith in that company. I've told this story before, but basically, my roommate and I, we went to GameStop and they had a flyer out. It was like, hey, come come test this upcoming action game. And I forget what the rate was, but it was a couple $100s, and they said it was flat rate. So my friend and I, my roommate and I, we actually went to the, the job, and I got let go on the first day because I was getting frustrated, and I guess they didn't need me or something. But my friend, he stayed there the whole week, and they told us like 1,000 times over the phone that it was a flat rate. Which at the time I could have used to get a really nice laptop. And he stayed for the whole week, and they only paid him for the time that he was actually there. And it ended up being like half of what they said, so I hate that company. Like, they actually screwed my friend and I over. A little worse than just buying a bad game. He was there for a whole week. Like, he took off of work and everything to do it. And they only paid half of what they promised. Screw them. They really are, like, the worst company. I know that for a fact because, I went through that experience. I wonder if they still do that. I mean, talk about a scam. It didn't even matter that the game itself sucked. It was just that they didn't even pay what they said they would. If I'm gonna play a terrible game for a week, you better at least pay me what you promised. Yeah. Believe me, when we were on the phone, we with them, we asked them are you sure it's a flat rate? They're like, yeah, it's a flat rate. I think it was supposed to be $800 or something. I don't remember how much it was, but at least 500. And he got barely half of that for being there all week. I haven't bought the card yet because I haven't even bought my groceries for this month yet. I'm still living off groceries from before I left for vacation a couple weeks ago. I need to do that first, and then I'll see about buying the capture card. Right now I have enough in my PayPal to pay off a little over half of it. I also want to see if I can salvage the capture card that I have, because those Elgato capture cards are still pretty expensive. And I have nowhere near enough money for a PS4, so I want to make absolutely sure that my current capture card is beyond repair. If I can salvage it, then that would be good, at least for now. There's not really a whole lot of games coming out for PS3 anymore. At least not stuff that I'm interested in. That I, can't play on another platform like PC or Vita. But that's why I wanted to do the fundraiser now instead of beforehand. Because my friend is gonna let me borrow his capture card if I want to. But I have to get USB 3.0 ports to do that, so probably in the next couple days I'm gonna order that and see if I can salvage my capture card. The max level is 50 unless you buy the DLC, which it's been like that on all 3 versions of the game. It's like $6 for the DLC. Basically, if you don't buy the DLC, the leveling system is very similar to like an MMO, where you have to make like a build. You can't just max everything out. But if you buy the DLC, you can grind to level 99 and you can max out the entire skill tree and your stats. Well, a capture card's not really the kind of thing I would want to buy used, because somebody could easily sell it to you broken, and you wouldn't know until you know, paid money for it and they shipped it off. You know, there's a big business of people who sell broken electronics on eBay, right? Like PSP memory sticks, for example. A lot of the really cheap ones on eBay, at least back then, were Chinese bootlegs, which it was like running the lottery if you actually got one that would work. I mean, you could sell someone a used capture card. Like, I could sell someone my capture card right now for like $100, and it would look fine, it would install and everything, but it probably wouldn't work if they actually tried to like record a video with it. I don't really have the kind of money to be taking risks with potentially broken hardware. If I was rich, sure, I would do that, but being a poor person, I have to kind of just take a hit on buying something new and, you know, knowing that it'll work. At the very least, I would have some kind of, you know, money-back guarantee or something. Yeah, that's why the Vita has those expensive memory cards, because they're not allowing anybody else to make them. Because there was a huge market of bootleg memory cards for the PSP. The thing about those bootlegs is, I heard some of them worked fine, but a lot of them would like die out really fast or something. I mean, you can get lucky, sure, but one time I bought an Xbox 360 here off local Craigslist, and the guy took parts out of it. Like, he physically took parts out of the box, sold it to me for like, I don't remember how much it was, and, you know, scammed me, so... I will do some research to see if I can find one for cheaper. Well, yeah, SD capture cards are a lot more reliable than HD ones, at least for cheap ones anyway. A lot of retro game speedrunners still swear by the Dazzle. That's like decade-old hardware. And you can actually like depend on it. I used a Dazzle for a very long time, several years. Before that, I used a DVD recorder. Yeah, it's easy to find secondhand stuff, but I think with electronics, the risk of getting scammed is a lot higher, depending on what it is. Like I said, you know, I got an Xbox from someone off Craigslist, and I didn't know that the guy physically took parts out of it until I walked home and tried to plug it in and turn it on. I really don't want that to happen with a capture card. No, Russians may be nicer people than Americans are. You can meet some really shady people on Craigslist, like the guy that sold me that Xbox with all the stuff gutted out of it. But on the other hand, you can meet really nice, honest people that are just trying to get some money for an emergency. Like the Vita that I have is actually off Craigslist. I paid like $130 for it. He was selling it for $120, and I gave him a $10 tip because he didn't drive, and he actually took the bus all the way to the other end of town. So sometimes you meet really nice, honest people, but you always have to be wary of the people that are just out to just screw somebody else over. I've been looking on Craigslist here, and there aren't any capture cards up right now. That would be ideal if I could just get one off locally for like $100, but I don't really think there's a big amount of people actually doing that stuff here. There's not really a whole lot of nerds in this town. It's mostly just like normal people and like non-gamers and stuff, at least from what I've seen. But I haven't made a decision yet. I need to find the optimal card. I need to find the optimal price. But my friend is going to let me borrow one of his USB 3.0 capture cards, so I need to buy a 3.0 card and put that in the computer, and we'll go from there. If you want to look at the Craigslist for my area, like you can see the kind of stuff that they sell. It's not really like hardcore stuff. You see a lot of really mainstream games, stuff like that. I've been hunting on here for a capture card. I did find one person who was selling an Elgato, but I texted the guy and he had already sold it. But at the same time, I really don't want to get scammed for $100. I've had a lot of bad things happen to me the past year. I don't need to add that to the list, so I'm going to be exploring some other options before I actually make a purchase. High School Musical dance pad. Yeah, it's mostly stuff like that, you know, like super big Western AAA mainstream games and like, you know, sports games and stuff like that. Not really a whole lot else. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm going to be doing some research before I do this. I have like 100, 110, 120 in my PayPal right now, so I can pretty much buy it off right now and just use the rest of my money, but I'm kind of reluctant to spend that much on the capture card because I don't know how much longer I'm going to be doing this for. I mean, realistically, I can't afford a PS4 right now. And I don't want to have to keep asking viewers to help pay for my equipment. I really don't like doing that to begin with. So I'm going to try my best to solve this problem for the least amount of money possible. But I've got a month and a half to do it, so we'll see what happens. In any case, I'm going to go head to the store. I need to go grab some groceries. I will come back later tonight. Probably do some Toukiden or possibly DFO. We'll see what happens. So I'll see you guys. It'll take me at least an hour to get there and back. So probably around 6 my time. 2 hours, if not more. See you guys then. I guess you can keep a tab open if you want. I will be back at some point tonight. Peace.